Hi you guys, so I just wanted to come with you with a quick story time. This story time will be about about when I got kicked out of class by my jealous racist teacher. Okay, so for a little background story, this was my first year of college. I didn't go to a university or community college beforehand. I just went to a university right off the bat. So, no, this is the first day of class. The first freaking day of class, I got kicked out. So just stay tuned. So the night before class, so the night before the first day of class, the teacher had posted on like the website or through our email the assignment that she wanted us to print out and to complete. So that being said, it was nighttime when she posted this, so it was last minute. And because I was new, I didn't know where the library was. I didn't know where the freaking computer lab was. So I wasn't gonna stress myself out to go somewhere late at night to do something that was late. So growing up in high school, I was always taught to always come with something. Don't come empty-handed. Always come with something, even if it doesn't make sense, or just try, So that being said, I hand wrote the assignment, all of it. I annotated it, I answered the questions, and just made sure that I at least knew what the paper is going to be about. The next day, I walk into class. Everybody sat down already, and we don't have assigned seats in college, so I just sat where I wanted. That being said, the teacher, she was like a big lady. She was big, I'm not gonna lie, she was big. She was Caucasian. She was nice, humble, sweet, talkative. Like, she was really a good teacher.
At first.
Time moved on throughout the class, and we started to like really, get to know each other, the name game and all that. She told us to pull out our assignment and hold it in the air. So I took out my assignment, I held it in the air. Everyone had their, printed out copy. A few didn't have it at all, and I had my freaking, handwritten paper. After she told us to put it in the air, she yelled at everyone who didn't have their paper. So this caught me by surprise because she was just this humble, nice lady, and then all of a sudden she just turned into this total, but after that, she just turned into this total crazy lady. And so I'm like, okay, she's trying to make herself known. She's trying to make herself known to the class that she doesn't play that when it comes to assignments. I understand that's a teacher's role, try to scare the students on the first day of class. I get it. So as I held up my paper, she was yelling at these people, and I'm just like, wow, they just gonna let her yell at them like that? Like, at least say something, but they didn't. So I can understand why she didn't want them in her presence. But she did not kick them out. So, that being said, as my hand was raised with my assignment in the paper, she came over to me and she asked me what it was in my hand. I said, it's the assignment. And then she said, that's not the assignment. I said, yes it is. And she would not let me explain what I knew about the assignment. She wouldn't let me. Every time I tried to explain, she cut me off. She got rude, sassy, yelled even louder, slapped her hand on the desk. She was just so dismissive, didn't want to talk to me at all. And so that being said, she told me to get out of her class.
I looked like
this is college. You don't just kick people out of your class. Like, no, I paid for my tuition. That being said, I was still trying to explain because, I'm not the type of person to argue with my elder. I'm not the type of person to argue with somebody who is older than me and has more authority. And so even though it wasn't fair, I just did what she wanted me to do because I felt like I was taken away from other people learning, and I was just gonna email her after, like, about the situation, since she was like already mad about everything. So I left the class and I called my mom ASAP. You know, this is the first day of class, so I was still like, you know, shook that even happened. That was my first class of the day. So I called my mom. She was like, you shouldn't have left. She was mad. She was like, you shouldn't have left. You pay for your classes. You shouldn't have left. And so when I went back to my dorm, I emailed the teacher immediately. And I got a response like after the class was over. And I'm not gonna show the, I'm not gonna say exactly what was in the email, but I basically explained myself, like saying what I knew, why I didn't print out the assignment, and that was it. Like, she just wanted a freaking printout. And so instead of me receiving something good and like, okay, I understand now, I'm sorry for like kicking you out of class, she was more so like, but you should have had it. And she was just really rude, and she said some like really negative remarks and comments that I did not agree with, and therefore I responded again, and I did not get a response back from this teacher. I'll say about a few days later, I went back to the teacher, and I noticed that every time I did an assignment, she gave me either a D or a C. I'm gonna tell you guys now that most of those kids in that class did not know how to write well. They did not know how to spell well. Like, they got a lot of grammar problems, like, that was horrible. Even when I did peer review, you can tell that they did a bad job and that they didn't really, you know, have a good grammar, didn't have good English, you know, growing up. So me being, you know, educated and getting C's and D's, I just like didn't understand why they were getting A's and B's. Yeah, I was, you know, getting C's and D's. So I came up to her and I asked her one day, can I redo these papers because I don't think I deserved a C or a D. So she's like, yeah, just, you know, give it to me by the end of the week. So I'm like, okay. As soon as she told me that I had another chance to redo these papers, I literally went to the writing center. I redid those papers in one day and redid them, writing center, edited it over and over and over again. I had my, you know, roommate look over it, and the next day I handed it in to her. So by the next class period, she passed it back to me, and I had a freaking C. I had a C on both papers. And so I decided to set up a meeting with her because I didn't understand, like, for one, why am I getting so much wrong? Like, what am I missing? Like, just tell me, let me know. So at this meeting I attend, she, you know, compliments right off the back. Like, she's like,
oh my God, you're so pretty.
This and that, trying to, you know, soften me up a little bit because she know that I was already mad. So I walk in, I sit down, I'm asking her, like, what about my papers? Like, what's wrong with my papers? She's like, I feel like you're not a good writer. You're not trying hard enough. It just seems like you don't try at all, Charisma. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. I don't think you put in any type of effort in this paper. That is why you keep receiving C's and D's. And I told her, I help from other people, so that should just prove that I am putting in effort. And if I have something wrong with my paper, I expect my teacher, my professor, to come up to me and tell me and let me know, or even put in the back of it, you know, the little comments and grammar problems that I may have that she's talking about. So she started to get really mad with me because she felt like I was being smart, but I wasn't. And because she felt like I was being smart, she, you know, got up, slammed her hand on the desk. I'm not gonna allow you to talk to me like that. Get out of my office, this and that. So at this point, I'm already done with her. I'm irritated. I didn't get rude with her, but she felt like I was. So I just left.
Once again.
And this time, I decided to get my advisor into it. So when I got my advisor into it, my advisor right off the bat told me to send me the emails, send me the papers that you did. That's not right. You know, I'm just gonna say my advisor was African American, and my advisor has been there for a long time, so she knows racism, she knows jealousy when she sees it. And so I told her the name, I gave her the papers, I gave her the emails, I told her everything that she needed to know, and she told me that she was going to set up another meeting with me and this teacher, and if it doesn't go well, she's going to get, you know, higher power involved. So that being said, I set up another meeting with this teacher. I even redid the papers for this teacher, and when I went to this appointment, she was like real humble again, giving me compliments, pointing out things to me. And note, she was doing this in class too. Every time I came to class, she would tell everybody to look at me, tell everybody to give me compliments, you know. And I was just feeling like she was trying to, like, you know, target me. I could have took it as a compliment, but that kind of attention right when I walk in or when I sit down or whatever I do, she would point out to the class. So I didn't like that. And at the meeting, she did that again. She basically, you know, put her co-worker involved, give her a compliment. She looks so cute, this and that. Look at what she's wearing, you know. Like, I know jealousy when I see it. I know a hater when I see it. I know racism when I see it, because she was saying racist remarks. And that being said, throughout the meeting, like, I tried to talk to her, you know, calm voice. She was still like dismissive, didn't want me to say anything that she didn't want me to say. She was real hesitant on what, you know, she didn't want to give me a good grade at all. She just kept saying that my work wasn't good. And, you know, I just felt like she didn't care that, you know, I was even making effort. So it was just like, it was really hard to even take that in, because throughout high school and elementary, I was not that good in, you know, different things, because I came from a school that didn't teach me the proper education that I needed. And I worked really, really hard to, you know, make it from the bottom to the top. I worked really, really hard to study, make sure that my education was, you know, good. And for her to tell me that I was not a good writer, or that I didn't have good grammar or anything, it just made me feel like, maybe I wasn't as good as I thought. All these people around me are getting good grades, yet I'm the only one who's failing. But I kind of figured that wasn't the case because of how she was acting every time I came around. After the meeting, I told my advisor, and she decided to take her to the chair, which is the higher power of the school. So a few days later, I checked in with her after that, you know, incident, and she told me that the teacher basically lied on her, saying that she was telling students not to take her class. And I knew this was a lie, because I knew my advisor wouldn't even think about that teacher, didn't even know who she was until I told her about her. And so you know, it was crazy, because she knew that she lost, so she wanted to make up a lie and, you know, shield herself. But, you know, the proof of the facts were there. She just didn't want to admit that she was wrong. And that's okay, because growing up, a lot of people have admitted that they were wrong to me. I was okay with that, and I lived, and I grew older, and I realized that you don't need people to, you know, tell you it's okay or say I'm sorry. It was just really surprising to me that I even, you know, went through that the first day of class. It's just crazy how a teacher would be so jealous of a student and, you know, say racist remarks to a student and not, you know, feel some type of way about it. But that's where I was. I was at the university in the middle of nowhere with cornfields around me. So therefore, that's just proof to you that they didn't always have people like me, my skin color, or the way I acted, or the way I looked. Because I was pretty, because I had a different type of personality, because I looked different, because I was African American, she decided to feel some type of way. I just feel like it's a life lesson. Everybody goes through things that change the way that they are. I didn't too much let this impact me, but it did keep happening over and over again from different teachers, and that's just a different story time for you guys. So I hope you guys liked this video. I tried not to put any names, tried not to be rude, and if you think this is rude, I'm sorry, then click out the video. But if you did like this, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There will be more story time videos. I'll make more story times if you guys want one. Okay, bye.